Hey there, Internet. Welcome to the Hard On Gear channel, where I discuss and review my used and abused knives and gear. Knife of the Week, episode 8. Here we go. Going through what knives I used for the previous week, and every one of these weekly Knife of the Week episodes is basically just a quick rundown of what knives I carried, what I used, and what I didn't use. And basically, the Knife of the Week is essentially the knife that I used more than the rest of them. Sometimes I'm intentionally going out of my way to use certain knives that I haven't used a lot, so it's not like this is a super crazy ranking system or anything like that I'm really trying to be super objective about. It's just a simple little way to show you what I've carried every week, and yeah, here we are. So this is my primary carry, what I went with. The sheath for this is still on my hip here, because the Anaconda is pretty much on me at all times, so let's not talk about that too much. To hear about it, then you can go check out the Anaconda video, the Samurai carry video, which is a static line carry. I've got to edit that too, because that is the technical name for that, but Samurai carry sounds cooler, it gets more clicks. But yeah, this is the non-Samurai carry way to carry this, just the traditional like inside the waistband. The Samurai carry is another method that I might switch back to one of these days here, just to try out again once I get hurry back into more summer clothes, because with extra layers it's kind of harder to get to that retention ring. But anyways, pretty much always sitting on my 9 o'clock position with my dominant hand, reverse grip for whatever kind of close encounters a person might run into if they're going for a walk in the woods and run into some trouble. But I also use it for like a few EDC things here and there, just because it's a pretty handy overall utilitarian design of, for a knife. But the main fixed blade that I rocked this week while I was in my work get up was the Garber, because it hasn't seen some action for a while. So this is the survival sheath with the ferro rod and the diamond sharpener on the other side here. So handy enough for the field, not really necessary for working around like battalion, kind of just around like a military barracks kind of setting. But if you are doing a little bit of field craft, this is probably the sheath you want to go with, especially if you plan on being out for extended amounts of time. The Garber didn't actually get any use. I don't think I used this knife a single time, so maybe we'll rock it on the hip for another week while I'm, for the work setting at least. When I was wearing jeans, just out in city clothes for, during my time off and weekends and stuff, I had I had to stop and think, the Gerber Ghost Strike on my belt. So originally this comes as a scout carry setup with these two little wings here on the sides, so you can scout or appendix carry. I'm shaking my camera, aren't I? But yeah, so I've got this set up now, so it's either handle up on my right side here, or handle down, or of course I can set it up reverse grip on my left side, or handle down as well for primary grip. Ooh, sorry, no, actually handle down on my reverse side, on my left side rather, would be super weird. Probably not going to do that. But I've been carrying this on my typical spot right here, the Azula or the Top Smokes by Elite. Azula 2, I say Azula sometimes just to be lazy, but Azula 2 or the Top Smokes by Elite. Carrying it on my right hand side, so my offhand, handle down, so I can access it underneath my clothes pretty easily by just pulling down. And so long as it's a nice secure sheath that you trust, it's a pretty reliable way to carry a fixed blade, where you can pretty much always get it with your offhand. But yeah, that's the Gerber Ghost Strike. The multi-tool I went with this week, said I was going to try and put the Leatherman down and give the sack a try. Didn't need either of them for anything. My tasks right now are pretty basic. Just been messing around, like actually taking rust off and oiling up a bunch of different hand tools and stuff. So not a lot of knife use going on. Overall, I did kind of miss having the Leatherman on me, just because I've been used to having one on me for the last year. Not that I needed it, but boy, there was times that I was like tempted to bring it out of my bag. But I said I tried not carrying it for a little while, see how I make out. Maybe we'll go another week. But I do find this thing, I forget it's in my pocket, and sometimes I forget to transfer it from my work pants to my jeans. So I end up, not carrying this sometimes and not having a multi-tool on me at all. Whereas I always know that the Leatherman is on me because it's a little bit hunkier, which is, for better or worse, that kind of a pro in this case. Yeah, the other knives, the rats. So knives I've neglected using because I'm just not a fan. They're very plain Jane, basic vanilla knives, basic designs with basic little thumb studs, and there's nothing bad about them, but there's nothing really outstanding other than they're probably the most generically averagely good knife across the board for the price, and they are pretty budget models. So this is the D2 version of the R.A.T model too, so you're looking at more like $80 Canadian, maybe like 50, 60 American, but the original AUS-8 versions of these two knives, I mean, maybe $30 American, something like that. Pretty cheap either way. Not cheap, affordable and budget. Built by Randall's Adventure, or designed rather by the guys from Randall's Adventure Training, R.A.T. So reliable guys from the SE Knife Company, putting a beautiful design here into these pocket knives, model 1 and 2. A little bit just too plain for me. I carried this, of course, when I was as my primary folder in jeans or work pants, and the R.A.T Model 2 was just for, again, shorts, sweatpants, anything a little smaller where I don't want a big hunky knife bouncing around or necessarily need it and want to carry a knife on me anyways. But the deployment's okay, but there were times when I missed the thumb stud, and that annoys the crap out of me. Part of it is just because I haven't drilled and trained with these knives, nor carried them enough to get really smooth with the deployment, and that would come over time, but I still don't find it nearly as smooth as like a Benchmade thumb stud or Cold Steels or anything, of course, with like a thumb hole like Spyderco's folding knives. But yeah, it's probably going to be the only week that I rock that in my pocket for a while, because, you know, I'm kind of over it. Glad to say I rocked it for a bit. There will be times I will do some field testing and I'll force myself to EDC these more before I do some full reviews on it, but I'll do some fun stuff with them as well, so I actually get to use them, you know, for an hour or two at a time, see where the hot spots are, if there are any. But they're overall really well designed knives. I've got nothing bad to say about the R.A.Ts. Again, just I'm a loser and I like stuff that's a little more, you know, cool. By the traditional tactical nerdy sense. What can I say? Oh yeah, like the stupid video. I always forget about that. I'm doing all the stupid YouTube plugs. So not stupid YouTube plugs, but you know, the stuff you got to do if you want to get all the extra likes and channel stuff. So subscribe, all that if you haven't already, to the Hard On Gear channel, and feel free to check out the weekly Knife of the Week channels or Knife of the Week videos. Those come pretty much every weekend between Friday and Sunday. Monday upload will be coming tomorrow at some point, pretty much every Monday. Comment down below what you think about my EDCs here in the Knife of the Week, and if you're a big fan of the R.A.Ts, or if you're kind of in the same boat as me and they're kind of playing. For next week, shaking things up big time, so I won't spoil the whole EDC, like I might keep a couple of things the same, but one thing I can tell you is that next week, I will not have any folding knives on me. Yeah, with the exception of maybe a small knife in my gym shorts for when I'm going to the gym, because I'm not going to EDC fixed blade at the gym, I think. Yeah, but bear with me there. Yeah, there will be no folding knife in my main EDC next week. Any ideas what my main fixed blade, EDC fixed blade, maybe multi-tool might be for next week to replace that folding knife? Comment down below. Let me know what you're thinking. Thanks as always for the support and the suggestions and comments and the feedback, which I do read and eventually get back to. Not much of a social media guy, so I apologize, a little bit slack on the responses sometimes. But yeah, till the next one, take care. See you there. Hard On Gear channel, signing off.